Hi guys, Graham from Penguin Motors here. Today I've got a treat for you. I've got a Harris Pinto. If you don't know what a Harris Pinto is, look them up. But basically, they're well known in the drag racing world for building some pretty nasty, gnarly Pintos. And there's a fair few end up on the streets of South London. But anyway, this engine is out of a Hillclimb car. What's in it? I don't know. What does it make? I don't know. But the owner that actually brought it to me to have it tamed down a little bit. He now wants to use it in a road car, and it doesn't suit his driving style. He just can't get on with it. But I'm told it does nothing till 4,000 RPM, and it screams from 4 to 8. So let's see what it does. So what do I know about this? Well, as I said, very little. We've got a Simpson 421 exhaust manifold, which is what was in the car. We've got 50 DCO SP carbs with enormous 46mm chokes, so that must be to allow every last gasp of air at was said 8,500 RPM that this thing ran to. But other than that, I know nothing about the internal condition. But what I've decided to do is I'm going to do a compression test on it before we start. Partly because that gives us a chance to get the oil around the engine, and partly because I needed the plugs out anyway, because with no TDC references, I need somewhere to know where to stick the HT leads. Plugs themselves, motorbike ones on adapters. A couple of them look like it's burning a little bit of oil, and we just don't know the condition of this engine. Let's say it's for a hill climb car. Well, the thing is, hill climb cars do virtually zero mileage, but what mileage they do is very, very hard. So who knows as for its condition? A compression test might tell us a little, it might not, but it could be useful information. So here we are. Let's hit the button and see what we got. Nothing, because I haven't turned something on. What haven't I turned on? I haven't connected the starter up. Back in a second. So, starter connected. Hopefully we've got some life now. We've got 180 psi compression on that cylinder, which, yeah, is pretty healthy. The amount of compression is actually relative to the cam fitted, so the wilder the cam, the lower the compression reading will be. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to try some more cylinders. You can see that we've got 180 on that one as well. And I don't know if you saw the monitor go green here, but it proved we had oil pressure. We made 70 psi oil pressure on the starter. So all I need to do now, ascertain top dead center, swap the crank pulley over so we can spin the water pump, put some plugs in it, HT leads, and then we'll be ready to make some noise. So, water's on, pumps are on, fuel system's primed, we've got ignition. Let's see if we can get it to start. I have no idea what this thing's going to be like to start. Nearly. So, how did we do then? Well, not too bad. I know some of you will be expecting bigger numbers, but at the end of the day, if this is a hill climb car, it should be a true 2 litre. So no 2.1s, 2.3, 2 whatever, because it doesn't suit the class capacity. So it should be a true 2 litre. We don't know the internal condition. I think it's a little tired because towards the end of the runs it was chucking a fair bit of oil out the breathers. So yeah, I think it's due for an overhaul anyway. Let's say hill climb car engine doesn't do much mileage, but what it does is a lot of warm ups and a lot of very hard miles when it's running. So who knows? But what we pulled out in the end was we pulled out 160 pound-foot of torque and 191 brake horsepower, and it's fairly flat at the top. You know, it does carry the power on well, although it peaks at about 7.2. So yeah, you know, as you get towards the upper sevens, the power's definitely tailing off. Is it worth taking to the 8.5 that I've been told it was revved to? Absolutely not. No point at all revving it that hard. Maybe when it was newer, it might have done, but certainly not in its current condition. Oh, but what's next to the motor? Well, as I said earlier, I've got to tame it down a little. The owner wants to be able to drive it on the road without having to rev the arse off it to go everywhere. So we're going to have to, move peak torque down a bit, because peak torque at 5,000 RPM is no good for a proper everyday road car. So that's going to be a challenge, particularly as we want to try and retain the existing 50mm carbs. But yeah, let's see what happens. So in the next video, we might find this Harris engine in bits. Catch you on the flip side, guys.